You don't have to take my word for it. Just ask the 2,536 and counting doctors with masters and PhDs that have signed this petition saying that their diagnosis of Trump is probable dementia. What you're looking at right now is the diagnostic criteria for primary progressive aphasia, or PPA for short. PPA is a symptom of frontotemporal dementia. Here in the light purple, you have the two core features. These are the two most striking and most important features of dementia. The first being impaired object naming. Here, Trump is trying to say the word origins, but instead he says the word oranges. Then he says it again. Then he says the beginnings. And this is a very clear-cut example of impaired object naming, having to choose a new word because you realize in the moment you can't say the word you want to say.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings of that investigation.
The second core feature of primary progressive aphasia is impaired single word comprehension. And this is the smoking gun. This is what every doctor likes to bring up when they talk about Trump's dementia.
This week it was reported that an illegal alien, and you just look at this, what's happening.
Here Trump tries to say the phrase illegal alien, arguably his favorite phrase. He fails to say the word alien, and then he gives up on the sentence entirely. But those aren't the only two things you need to diagnose a patient with PPA as a symptom of dementia. You also need to prove 3 out of the following 4 things. And we're going to start with number 1, impaired object knowledge, particularly for low frequency or low familiarity items.
Plasma for plasma. Donate plasma.
Trump has likely never donated blood, so this is a good example of impaired object knowledge for low frequency or low familiarity items. Number 2, surface dyslexia or dysgraphia. Dysgraphia is the inability to read or write.
You did not review this section
What
of the
does that
lease,
say?
monetary damages. This is in the remedies section.
I did not, no.
Okay. Would you be able to read this section and tell us what your understanding of it is?
Objection. Mr. Trump isn't a lawyer.
I mean, do you want me to read it? It's long.
It is long.
It's very long.
I would like you to read just the monetary damages section, starting at the number 1 in the middle of the page. Just there. The rest of that, and to the end of that, it continues on the next page. And tell me what you think, reading that, you as the landlord are entitled to get from the tenant in the event of a tenant breach.
Yeah, it's all damages that the landlord may sustain, including all legal fees and everything else involved. Looks like everything in the kitchen sink to me.
So he can paraphrase what it says, and he can say that all the information is there, but he can't read the text from the page directly. Number 3, spared repetition. Trump has shown that he is able to repeat words that he means, words that he doesn't mean, words that exist, words that don't exist. By all definitions, Trump is spared the ability to repeat himself. And that's 3 out of the 4 ancillary features present. Now, I think it's hard to argue number 4, however, spared grammaticality and motor aspects of speech.
Joe Biden's granting mass thing. God bless the United States. Thank you very much.
So there you have it. Trump ticks all the boxes necessary to prove he has dementia. The only way we'll get any new information is when his brain inevitably deteriorates further on camera. I can't even tell what he was trying to say here, but it was so bad that Fox News decided to cut away.
I use Master Lock all the time. When I was a little child, I'd take Master Lock, I'd go bing, lots of nice little puzzles. You put them.
All right, keep an eye.
Here Trump knows he's not saying the right thing and completely gives up on his sentence.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your.
But what about Joe Biden? Biden this, Biden that. Where's Joe Biden? Here's a clip of Joe Biden one day after the presidential debate.
I thought to myself, Donald Trump isn't just a convicted felon. Donald Trump is a one-man crime wave. The thing that bothers me maybe most about him, he has no respect for women or the law. He doesn't. And then, his biggest lie, he lied about how he had nothing to do with the insurrection of January 6th. We all saw with our own eyes. We watched it on television. We saw thousands in his direction attack the Capitol. We saw police being attacked, the Capitol being ransacked, the mob hunting for Speaker Pelosi, gallows literally set up for Mike Pence. And then he told them as he sat in the dining room, the private dining room, one door off my Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours watching the TV. He did not a single thing to stop it, nothing. I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth.
And now, Donald Trump.
Take a look at that. Look at a guy like Senator Schumer. I've always known him. I've known him a long time. I come from New York. I knew Schumer. He's become a Palestinian. He's a Palestinian now. Congratulations. He was very loyal to Israel and to Jewish people. He's Jewish, but he's become a Palestinian because they have a couple of more votes or something. Nobody's quite figured it out. It's only for them. It's also from, in all fairness, we have enemies on the outside, China, Russia, North Korea, enemies, but they're not really enemies if you have a smart president. If you have a smart president, they're not enemies. You'll make them do great.
So why is it that one day after the debate, Joe Biden sounds perfectly fine, but Donald Trump sounds completely incoherent? They're both old, but only one of them has dementia.
It's unbelievable.
Thanks, Donald.